Number 1. Guys, previously titled Project Just Body Cam, and now given a proper name called On Record. This is a photorealistic first-person shooter, just body cam perspective style that pretty much looks like real shots and recorded footage, but actually game footage that's being made with the use of Unreal Engine. Anyway, in On Record over here, you play the role of a police officer fighting crime. Y'all remember that movie called The End of Watch with Jake Gyllenhaal? Well, it's technically that movie whenever there was some action, but it's a whole game in nature. Check it out, set to be coming to PCs only sometime next year.
Where the fuck is Oscar?
Announced a few months ago as its developer's first work. At number 2 we have actually a fighting game here in nature, but you see this comes with a pretty weird pitch, which I'll tell you in a second. Something here called Tenet of the Spark. This is actually CGI and a little bit of gameplay. Apparently these people are using some new engine that doesn't even make sense, creating a Norse mythology inspired / Egyptian myth mix, which also doesn't kind of make sense. Anyway, this game is coming to PCs and consoles, and a release date for it's still yet to be announced. Number 3, we have actually one of the most anticipated yet off-the-radar open-world games from an indie developer that's a AAA and an Unreal Engine 5 projects as well. In fact, started development all the way 5 years ago, a game called Everywhere. Here's an update on that finally, and only the words, and I quote, a multi-world gaming experience that seamlessly blends gameplay, adventure, creativity, and discovery.
You have no idea how this tech has affected my brain. This thing has ruined my life.
You want to know what the mind's eye really is?
It's activating. I know what I have to do.
Project M is one of NCSoft's most ambitious projects to date. What would it mean to you if the world was comprised of informational particles instead of physical particles? Oh, I got a little ahead of myself. I am TJ Kemp from NCSoft. Welcome to Project M.
NCSoft released a new trailer for Project M. Now, I've actually mentioned this before a few times. The game is an action-adventure with what developers promise as an immersive, interactive elements, but then tagged by reviewers as a visual novel-style adventure in the same style of Heavy Rain. Not my words. Anyway, currently Project M is still yet to be given a full name. Under development, is being built with the use of Unreal Engine 5 and set to be coming out for next generation of consoles only.
The informational particles that shape Project M's world can transform reality based on your choices. And each choice you make will change your experience. The information that exists in the present reality determines how the world will unfold.
Announced around almost the same time last year. We've got here by Indie, a one-man Korean game development studio, and the game has been cooking ever since, called Project Gray, with an A. Gray is only described by the man as an open-world action-adventure, and about the appearance of an alien civilization on Earth, why it's there, why it came here, and just the nature of it. Here's some gameplay footage. This game's set to be coming out to PCs and consoles as well sometime next year. Forza Motorsport, on the other hand, the 8th installment in the Forza franchise and maybe just the most awaited racing sim in the making by Turn 10 Studios, which is not to be confused with the developers of Forza Horizon games, is now set to be coming our way with a genuinely heavier focus on customization and the world itself, touted as the second biggest Microsoft exclusive of 2023. Check it out, we just got word that it's actually releasing in about a couple of months from now.
The most modern race cars we've ever featured on our roster. Racing is violent. It's a battle on the racetrack. The advancements in our physics model are greater than Forza Motorsport 5, 6, and 7 combined. This makes our driving experience more fun and rewarding in the way the car accelerates, corners, and brakes. Our materials and shaders are built from the ground up at higher resolutions and optimized for a cutting-edge ray tracing experience. Our paints are sourced using a spectrophotometer to capture multiple data points of light behavior on a surface. This yields a paint model.
Number 7, it is Perlibiz's probably most anticipated game on the way. I would say coming at second right after Crimson Desert, but still this is just the same. An MMO open world creature collecting and an action game, maybe a mix of Monster Hunters, Pokemon, and even Zelda. Anyway, there's no exact release date for DokeV as of yet, but Perlibiz recently confirmed that the game's not releasing in 2023. However, when due, it'll be coming to all consoles as well.
An achievement comparable at best to the conquest of space.
Coming up behind that, we have Heart of Chernobyl. So guys, technically speaking, Stalker 2 has been one of the oldest reveals in the gaming industry, and at the moment the #1 most anticipated survival shooter in the making. That said, we've heard the game is either releasing at its best case scenario by the end of the year, if not, early next year. Stalker 2 is a stealth open world survival shooter and technically the most realistic game in its own genre.
The zone. In our image. After our likeness. My men are still lying out there, and I can't even bury them.
Died in an anomaly. Shot by loners. Found with a stone around his neck. Thrown off a cliff. Torn apart by dogs.
Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
From Software just came out with another new trailer on Armored Core 6, showcasing probably the most amazing footage we've seen so far with the game in the past few months, and delivering an August 25 release across PCs and into both generation of consoles as well. Guys, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon here has been in the making for years and is coming from the same folks who made Elden Ring and Sekiro, hence the game was actually given a nickname Mechiro. It's just technically mech mixed with Sekiro. Anyway, take a look. Number 10 by Kakao Games, the same company who helped globalize Ilion. We've got here a brand new open world action MMORPG AAA, I'm almost sure, if you've been waiting to hear about this one for a while now, called Arcade 2. Now, this is a franchise that started life all the way back in 2013. The new game here has supposedly been in development for over 3 years now and set to be released for PCs and the next generation of consoles only early next year. And now it's almost a month ago, we've got over here from Elysium Game Studios, the same people who are working on Shadow of Conspiracy Section 2, which is an open-world cyberpunk first and third person shooter and a stealth game from a couple years ago. Another new game here called Neo Berlin 2087, which is, guys, precisely exactly the same game, but just with a different character, apparently, and a different name. These games, or just this one, I'm not really sure, is apparently releasing for PCs and the next generation consoles only really soon.
This is where we belong.
A couple months ago, we got a reveal trailer for this sandbox MMO game from Finland going by the name PAX D. What the company promised to have in quality though, the base building components of the game Rust, and the politics and diplomacy options of a game as big as EVE Online. PAX D over here we came to understand has been in the making for over 3 years now and set to be coming out for PCs only in about a year from now.
The further we journey from the safety of the light, the greater the rewards and the dangers. This world, it is for us. Here, together, we can build ourselves a home.
Been available on Steam in its early access phase for over 4 years now. Still an unfinished product. At number 13 we have Cardcraft, which is single-handedly just the most realistic kart racing game of all time ever on any platform. Now there's rumors as of a few months ago that a fully developed game is scheduled to come out by the end of the year, staying a PC exclusive still, with no better visuals of course, because that one's actually pretty top tier, about a multiplayer and some more in-game content.
That is why I, wholeheartedly, having knowledge of our spectacular advancements.
Now, in case you missed out on its reveal at the PC gaming show last year, we came across some gameplay for one of the biggest reveals of the year as its developer's first work also, a game called Invincible. What is described by the folks as a science fiction based thriller which is set in the same universe of World of Reigns 3 on Mars, and actually made with the use of Unreal Engine 5. This game is set to be coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles only later this year.
I don't want to fight anymore.
All right, Yasna. Have it your way. You did everything you could. But even that wasn't enough.
Space was my second home. My work that mattered. I was the hero. For my nation. For my family.
And last but not least, as the first work of its developers, funding through a Kickstarter right now, we have an exploration-based adventure first-person shooter that's sitting on Steam through a demo since a few days ago called Moon Mystery. Here's the trailer that came up with a couple days ago. The game's already funded half the way on the Kickstarter, set to be coming out for PCs only by the end of the year, hopefully.
Defend the galaxy from the others. My name is Sam Walker, and I want my life back.